Just 8 years back, few in the military, let alone beyond, had heard of Helmand or its capital. But Lashkar Gah would soon dominate the conflict as Britain sent troops to take over from the small number of US special forces fighting the Taliban where they were strongest.
There was a real requirement to have the feeling of what the key provincial personalities needed from ISAF and vice versa. Having the task force headquarters based in Lashkar Gah really aided that.
Initially, the scale of the challenge was underestimated, with the first task force numbers capped and just 650 combat soldiers taking the battle to the enemy. Brigadier Ed Butler, then in command, later told MPs he'd barely half the vehicles he needed. The growing threat from roadside bombs wasn't adequately countered, with only 2 IED teams, and the first protected Mastiffs weren't delivered for a year. Slowly, though, the situation improved, and HQ close by was in minute-by-minute touch with what was needed on the ground.
So being intimately involved in Task Force Helmand itself in Lashkar Gah really helped to nurture that relationship between those units that were deployed and then the Task Force headquarters itself.
Things did get better. 2 years ago, security responsibility handed to Afghan forces, freeing Britain to support improvements in daily life, with prisons, schools and clinics all making a real difference. It came, of course, at a cost. The many lives lost included Intelligence Corps Corporal Sarah Bryant, the UK's first servicewoman to die in Helmand. But for those who served there, it was a unique place they'll long recall.
Probably poignant memories, actually, from when we first arrived to now, where visitors can come into Lashkar Gah, step outside of secure base locations and see thriving bazaars and full schools. I think it's a very emotional step back, but at the same time an inevitable one and a timely one as well.
Was it a good place to be posted?
It was, in a strange kind of a way. It very was. There was a very much a sort of being part of it and dare I say it, sort of a family atmosphere relationship with everybody that was there.
Some British troops are staying, training the police, a vital contribution, making sure what's been so dearly bought in Lashkar Gah will endure. Jeff Mead, Forces News, Helmand.